The U.S. Supreme Court on Friday agreed to decide whether President Donald Trump's move to end birthright citizenship is legal. It's been a contentious part of his efforts to clamp down on immigration and would change how a 19th century provision of the Constitution has long been understood, that babies born in the United States are guaranteed citizenship. The justices are taking up an appeal by Trump's Justice Department. A ruling from a lower court had blocked Trump's executive order, telling U.S. agencies not to recognize the citizenship of children born in the U.S. if neither parent is an American citizen or legal permanent resident, also called green card holders. The lower court ruled that Trump's policy violated the Constitution's 14th Amendment and a federal law protecting birthright citizenship rights. The case was brought by parents and children whose citizenship is threatened by the directive. The justices are expected to hear arguments during their current term and issue a ruling by the end of June. They did not set a date for the arguments.
Okay, so Trump just got absolutely rejected and humiliated by a federal judge in the most public and embarrassing way possible. And I mean, like, this is absolutely brutal for Trump. This is absolutely humiliating for Trump. This is absolutely devastating for Trump. This is completely embarrassing for Trump and his entire legal team. This is the kind of thing that shows you that Trump's entire agency purge plan is falling apart spectacularly and completely because U.S. District Judge Lauren Ali Khan just rejected Trump's attempt to fire FTC Commissioner Rebecca Slaughter without any good cause whatsoever on December 8, 2025. The judge said, "No, you absolutely cannot do this." The judge said Rebecca Slaughter has tenure protections under the law. The judge said you can't just fire her because you don't like her, or because she's not loyal to you, or because she's blocking your policies, or because you disagree with her decisions. The judge said the Humphreys executor precedent protects her job completely and unambiguously. The judge said you have to follow the law whether you like it or not. The judge said the Constitution limits your power. The judge said everyone, including the president, has to follow the law. The judge said no one is above the law. The judge said this precedent has stood for 90 years for a reason. And Trump went absolutely ballistic. Trump went on True Social and screamed. Trump had a complete meltdown. Trump said rigged deep state judges protecting radicals from America first. Trump said the judges are the enemy of the people. Trump said the judges are destroying America from the inside. Trump said we need to get rid of these judges. Trump said these judges are corrupt. Trump said this is rigged. Trump said the system is rigged against us. Trump said the deep state is protecting its own people. Trump said this is insane. But before we go any further, real quick, let's be honest, you can't really trust headlines anymore. That's why we built Pump Politics, to bring you real stories, real context, and no corporate spin. If you want to stay ahead of the headlines, join our free newsletter. We'll send the news straight to your inbox every day. Just click the link in the description to join. And if you just want to support what we're doing, join us, be part of the community that actually cares about the truth. All right, let's get back to the video.
5 Supreme Court arguments over the authority to impose tariffs, whether President Trump has that, to impose sweeping tariffs without Congress's approval. Now, what he has been using is a national emergency law to do so. It's the linchpin of his economic agenda, these tariffs. Now, based on what we've heard, the outlook doesn't seem to be all that great for the president, who earlier this morning called these arguments and the forthcoming decision that they will make in the Supreme Court life or death.
Come on, this is absolutely wild. This is absolutely crazy. This is completely out of control. This is the kind of thing that shows you that Trump is losing everywhere on every front simultaneously. Trump is losing in Congress because Republicans are fragmenting and attacking each other and calling him names. Trump is losing in the courts because judges keep blocking him at every single turn. Trump is losing with the American people because his approval is at 36% nationally and tanking in every demographic group, including his base. Trump is attacking his own party and fracturing it into pieces. Trump's revenge campaign is falling apart spectacularly. Trump's legal strategy is collapsing under the weight of constitutional law. Trump's lead attorney Haba quit because she couldn't handle the losing anymore. Trump's purge plan is being blocked by judges left and right, and now Trump is losing in court again on the FTC firing attempt. And Trump can't handle it. Trump can't accept that judges are blocking him. Trump can't accept that the law matters and applies to him. Trump can't accept that he doesn't have unlimited power. Trump can't accept that the Constitution limits his power. Trump can't accept that he's not above the law. So Trump screams. Trump attacks the judges. Trump blames the deep state. Trump blames everyone except himself. Trump goes on True Social and has a complete meltdown. Trump is completely losing his mind. But the reality is that the judge is absolutely right and Trump is absolutely wrong about this situation. The reality is that Rebecca Slaughter has tenure protections under the law. The reality is that the law says the president can't just fire someone from an independent agency without good cause. The reality is that Humphrey's executor is the law of the land and has been for 90 years. The reality is that Trump has to follow the law whether he likes it or not. And Trump doesn't like that. Trump doesn't want to follow the law. Trump wants unlimited power. Trump wants to be able to fire anyone he wants, whenever he wants, for any reason. Trump wants complete control over the federal government. Trump wants to turn independent agencies into Trump loyalist organizations that obey him personally. But the law says no. The law limits the president's power. The law protects independent agencies. The law protects people like Rebecca Slaughter. And Trump can't accept that. Trump can't accept limits on his power. Trump thinks he should be above the law. Trump thinks the Constitution doesn't apply to him. Trump thinks he's a dictator. And Judge Ali Khan's ruling is absolutely devastating for Trump's entire purge plan and for Trump's vision of controlling the entire federal government completely. Because the judge upheld the Humphreys executor precedent firmly and decisively. The judge said that Humphrey's executor is still the law of the land. The judge said that the president does not have unlimited firing power over independent agency commissioners. The judge said that independent agency heads have tenure protections under the law. The judge said that the president can't just fire someone because they're not loyal or because they're blocking his policies. The judge said that the Constitution protects independent agencies. The judge said that the rule of law applies to everyone. The judge said that this precedent exists for a reason. The judge said that this precedent protects democracy. The judge said that this precedent protects the rule of law. And the D.C. Circuit upheld the ruling by a vote of 2-1. 2 judges agreed with Ali Khan completely. 1 judge disagreed and sided with Trump. But the majority said that Trump is absolutely wrong. The majority said that the law protects Slaughter. The majority said that Trump has to follow the law. The majority said that the Constitution limits presidential power. The majority said that no one is above the law. And this is a huge blow to Trump's plan to purge 25 different federal agencies from top to bottom. Trump wanted to fire people from 25 different federal agencies. Trump wanted to turn independent agencies into partisan agencies that obey him completely. Trump wanted to replace career professionals and experts with Trump loyalists. Trump wanted to eliminate the independence of agencies. Trump wanted to control everything. Trump wanted to have absolute power over the federal government. Trump wanted to make the federal government an extension of his personal will. Trump wanted to become a dictator, but now judges are blocking him. Judges are saying that he can't do that. Judges are protecting the rule of law. Judges are protecting the independence of agencies. Judges are standing up to Trump. Judges are enforcing the Constitution. And Trump is absolutely furious. Trump is absolutely angry. Trump is absolutely enraged. Trump is screaming on Truth Social. Trump is attacking the judges. Trump is saying that the judges are the enemy. Trump is saying that the deep state is protecting radicals. Trump is saying that America can't survive with these judges. Trump is threatening the judges. But the thing is that the judges are absolutely right about this, and Trump is absolutely wrong. The judges are following the law. The judges are protecting the Constitution. The judges are protecting the rule of law. The judges are protecting democracy and democratic institutions. And Trump is wrong about this. Trump is trying to do something unconstitutional. Trump is trying to violate the law. Trump is trying to grab unlimited power. Trump is trying to become a dictator. Trump is trying to concentrate all power in his own hands. Trump is trying to destroy the independence of federal agencies. Trump is trying to turn the government into his personal plaything. And the judges are stopping him. The judges are saying no. The judges are enforcing the rule of law. The judges are protecting democracy. And that's the right thing to do. All right, so let's talk about what Judge Ali Khan actually did, what the ruling means, why this is so significant for Trump's purge plan and for the future of independent agencies, and why this shows that the courts are still protecting democracy from Trump's authoritarian power grab. Because most people don't understand the full significance of this ruling. Most people don't understand what it means that the judge upheld Humphrey's executor. Most people don't understand why this is so important for the future of independent agencies and the rule of law in America. Most people don't understand that this is one of the last lines of defense against authoritarianism. Most people don't understand what's really at stake here. Most people don't understand that Trump is trying to destroy the independence of federal agencies. Most people don't understand how dangerous this is for democracy. Most people don't understand that independent agencies are what protects regular Americans from corporate abuse and fraud and corruption. Most people don't understand that without independent agencies, Trump could do anything he wants. So let's break this down carefully and thoroughly and explain what's really happening and why this matters so much. So Judge Lauren Alican is a federal judge in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. Alican heard Trump's case challenging his inability to fire Rebecca Slaughter from the FTC. Alicon heard Trump's argument that he should be able to fire Rebecca Slaughter without any good cause whatsoever. Alicon heard Trump's argument that Humphrey's executor is wrong and outdated and should be overturned. Alicon heard Trump's argument that the president should have unlimited firing power over everyone in the executive branch. Alicon heard all of Trump's arguments carefully and considered them thoroughly and seriously. And Alicon said, no. Alicon said, you are wrong. Alicon said, Humphrey's executor is still the law. Alicon said, Rebecca Slaughter has tenure protections under the law. Alicon said, the president can't fire her without good cause. Alicon said, you have to follow the law. Alicon said, the Constitution limits your power. Alicon said, no one is above the law. Alicon said, not even the president. Alicon said, this is what the Constitution says. Alicon said, this precedent exists to protect democracy. Alicon said, this precedent protects the rule of law. Alicon said, this precedent protects America. And the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld the ruling on appeal. The D.C. Circuit is an appellate court that hears appeals from the district courts. The D.C. Circuit reviewed Alicon's decision on appeal from Trump. The D.C. Circuit said Alicon is correct. The D.C. Circuit said Alicon is correct. Circuit said Humphrey's executor is still the law. The D.C. Circuit said the president can't fire Rebecca Slaughter without cause. The D.C. Circuit said the law protects her job. The D.C. Circuit said the rule of law matters. The D.C. Circuit said the rule of law matters. Circuit said everyone, including the president, has to follow the law. The D.C. Circuit said the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. The D.C. Circuit said no one can violate the Constitution. The D.C. Circuit said the independence of agencies must be protected. The D.C. Circuit said the independence of agencies must be protected. Circuit said this is not about party politics. This is about the rule of law. The D.C. Circuit said the Constitution applies to everyone. The D.C. Circuit said the president is not a king. The D.C. Circuit said we all have to follow the law. Now, one judge on the D.C. Circuit disagreed with the majority. One judge said, I think Trump is right. Humphrey's executor should be overturned. And I think the president should have unlimited firing power over everyone. But that was just one judge out of 3 on the panel. One judge disagreed. 2 judges agreed with Alicon. 2 judges said that the law protects Slaughter. 2 judges said that Trump is wrong. So the ruling is 2-1 in favor of protecting Slaughter. And that means that the law is clear and unambiguous. The law says that the president can't fire independent agency heads without good cause. The law says that independent agencies have to be independent. The law says that the president can't just do whatever he wants. The law says that power is limited. And this is a huge blow to Trump because Trump has been trying to fire people from independent agencies all over the federal government. Trump has been trying to purge the government of people he doesn't like. Trump has been trying to get control over independent agencies. Trump has been trying to remove people who are blocking his policies. Trump has been trying to turn career professionals out of government. Trump has been trying to replace experienced people with loyalists. Trump has been trying to politicize independent agencies. Trump has been trying to make agencies obey him personally, but judges are blocking him at every turn. Judges are saying that he can't do that. Judges are protecting the rule of law. Judges are protecting the independence of agencies. Judges are protecting the Constitution. Judges are protecting democracy. And Trump is stuck. Trump can't fire people. Trump can't accomplish his purge. Trump can't turn independent agencies into partisan organizations. Trump is blocked. And this is significant because it shows that the Supreme Court case Trump v. Slaughter might not go the way Trump thinks it will, because the Supreme Court seemed to be leaning toward overturning Humphrey's executor during oral arguments. The Supreme Court seemed to be leaning toward giving Trump unlimited firing power. The conservative justices seemed to be open to Trump's arguments. But now the lower courts are protecting Humphrey's executor. Now the lower courts are saying that Trump is wrong. Now the lower courts are standing up to Trump. Now the lower courts are enforcing the rule of law. And that might influence the Supreme Court. That might make the Supreme Court think twice about overturning a 90-year-old precedent. That might make the Supreme Court realize the implications of what Trump is asking for. That might make the Supreme Court think about whether overturning Humphrey's executor would destroy independent agencies and enable authoritarianism. That might make the Supreme Court understand that this precedent protects democracy. That might make the Supreme Court pause. That might make the Supreme Court reconsider. But here's the thing that's really problematic and really concerning about this situation. The Supreme Court issued a shadow docket order allowing Trump to temporarily remove Slaughter while the case proceeds to the Supreme Court on the merits. The Supreme Court said you can fire her for now, even though we're not sure this is constitutional. The Supreme Court said you can remove her temporarily, but we're going to sort this out later when we hear the case on the full merits. And that's a huge problem. That's absolutely problematic because that allows Trump to do what he wants right now, even though it might be unconstitutional. That allows Trump to start his purge now. That allows Trump to replace Slaughter with a loyalist now. That allows Trump to take action before the Supreme Court rules. That allows Trump to get what he wants before there's a final decision. And that shows that the Supreme Court is probably going to rule in Trump's favor eventually and allow him to have unlimited firing power. That shows that the Supreme Court is enabling Trump's power grab. That shows that the Supreme Court doesn't care about protecting independent agencies. That shows that the Supreme Court is willing to overturn 90 years of precedent to give Trump what he wants. That shows that the Supreme Court is complicit in Trump's authoritarianism. That shows that the Supreme Court is part of the problem. But for now, for this moment in time, the lower courts are protecting the rule of law. The lower courts are protecting independent agencies. The lower courts are saying that Trump has to follow the law, and that's important. That's significant. That shows that not all courts are rolled over for Trump. That shows that some judges are willing to stand up to Trump. That shows that the rule of law still matters in some places. That shows that the Constitution still means something to some judges. That shows that there are still judges who care about democracy and the rule of law. That shows that the courts are still functioning as a check on executive power. That shows that there is still resistance to Trump's authoritarian power grab. That shows that democracy still has defenders. That shows that the Constitution still has people defending it. Okay, so let's break down what Judge Ali Khan's ruling actually means for Trump's power, for independent agencies, for the rule of law, for democracy, and for the 2026 midterms. Because there are really 5 key things that matter here. And if you understand these 5 things, you understand why this is such an important and significant moment and why this matters so much for the future of America and for the future of democracy. First, this ruling shows that lower courts are still protecting the rule of law and protecting independent agencies from Trump's authoritarian power grab. Judge Ali Khan upheld Humphrey's executor. The D.C. Circuit upheld Humphrey's executor. The courts are saying that the president can't fire independent agency heads without good cause. The courts are protecting the law. The courts are protecting democracy. The courts are standing up to Trump. The courts are saying that the Constitution matters. The courts are saying that no one is above the law. The courts are saying that independent agencies must remain independent. The courts are protecting democracy from authoritarianism. The courts are doing their job. Second, this is a huge blow to Trump's purge plan and to Trump's vision of controlling the entire federal government completely. Trump wanted to fire people from 25 agencies, but judges are blocking him. Judges are saying that he can't do that. Trump's purge plan is stalled. Trump's plan to turn independent agencies into partisan agencies is blocked by the courts. Trump can't accomplish his goals. Trump can't control everything. Trump can't become a dictator. Trump can't turn the government into an extension of his personal will. Trump is running into real obstacles. Trump is running into the rule of law. Trump is running into judges who care about the Constitution. Third, this shows that the Supreme Court's decision might not be as clear as it seemed. Lower courts are protecting Humphrey's executor. That might influence the Supreme Court. That might make them think twice about overturning 90 years of precedent. That might make them realize the implications of what Trump is asking. That might make them understand that overturning Humphrey's executor would destroy independent agencies and enable authoritarianism. That might make them pause before striking down a fundamental protection of democracy. Fourth, this is going to be used powerfully against Trump in the midterms. Democrats are going to show that Trump is trying to destroy independent agencies. Democrats are going to show that judges are blocking Trump. Democrats are going to show that Trump wants to become a dictator. Democrats are going to show clips of Trump screaming about judges. That message will resonate with voters who care about democracy and the rule of law. That message will flip swing voters. That message will determine elections. That message will show that Trump is a threat to democracy. That message will help Democrats win the midterms. Fifth, this shows that judges are protecting democracy. Judges are standing up to Trump. Judges are enforcing the rule of law. Judges are protecting the Constitution. Judges are saying that no one is above the law. Judges are protecting independent agencies. Judges are protecting democracy from authoritarianism. Judges are the last line of defense against Trump's power grab. Judges are the only thing standing between Trump and total power. Judges are doing their job. Judges are fighting for democracy. Judges are protecting America. What's really happening is that the courts are protecting democracy from Trump's power grab. The courts are enforcing the rule of law. The courts are protecting independent agencies. The courts are saying that Trump has to follow the law like everyone else, and that's crucial for democracy. That's crucial for the survival of our constitutional system. That's crucial for protecting our freedoms. That's crucial for the future of America. That's crucial for all of us. So buckle up, because this case is going to the Supreme Court, and this is going to be absolutely huge. The Supreme Court is probably going to rule in Trump's favor and allow him to fire independent agency heads. The Supreme Court is probably going to overturn Humphrey's executor. The Supreme Court is probably going to give Trump unlimited firing power. But for now, the lower courts are protecting the rule of law. Make sure you're subscribed because we're going to have complete coverage of this Supreme Court case and what it means for Trump's power and for the future of independent agencies and for the future of democracy in America. This is absolutely crucial for understanding whether Trump can grab unlimited power or whether the courts will stop him. This is one of the most important cases of our time. This case will determine whether we remain a democracy or whether we slide into authoritarianism. This is the moment that defines our nation's future. This is history unfolding before our eyes. This is the battle for democracy.